Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Grab a cold one, crank up the volume, and join the show. Welcome to NBNR Live. And here we go.
It's no block, no rock.
I got the point. I got the go-ahead. Thank you, Kyle.
You got it.
Go Big Red and E. No block, no rock. Still in our 5th season. But this episode's a little bit different because there's a actual bowl game that we can touch on a little bit without getting too deep. I'm not used to this yet. I don't know how to feel yet. I mean, all right, before we get into all that, Nebraska Brewing Company. I got my Pilsner.
Oh,
Connor is nodding in agreement. Yeah.
I was shocked.
Because, I saw it. It's got the red, it really pops. Like in the fridge, it just really pops. All of your labels pop. But I'm like, bowl game. I like the color red again. I'm not just seeing red in anger now.
I mean, you're always red in some way, shape, or form.
But a good red. A good red tonight. So, Pilsner, Mike.
I went over to the fridge and I was like, hey, guys, what should I drink tonight? And somebody shouted, give me s'mores. And I said, all right, so that's what I'm having. I'm drinking Give Me S'more. It seriously tastes like you are eating a s'mores in a can. It's fantastic. It's good because it's kind of cold out. I had a Neos before we started, so I kind of got the best of both worlds. But no, it's good. The vanilla is fantastic. I'm glad they brought it back.
Well, yeah, and you can only get that for like another month and a half.
Then it's gone.
Well, it's a seasonal.
Oh, it's seasonal.
Yeah, like what's out in market, there's a little bit more, but there's not a ton left. So buy it while you can.
Yeah, so go to the brewery and go get yourself some Give Me S'more if you like different, I guess, sweet tasting beers.
Yeah. So Mike talks about different. I'm not here to talk about different. I am drinking Pilsner yet again.
2 Chainz would be very disappointed in you.
Yeah. I'm not different.
I'm not different.
Last week after the Iowa game, I said Pilsner was my emotional support beer. Now, again, Jared, you touched on it. We're kind of in purgatory. I don't really know how to feel. I haven't felt this way in a long time. So Pilsner it was. Kyle Byers.
It never changes.
I'm not drinking this evening.
Good boy.
Oh.
No. He's an adult. He can make his own choices.
But I would be drinking an EOS, as we all know. So that's my go-to.
Okay.
Anyway, we have a special guest tonight.
We do.
All right, let's take it out.
Ooh, Tony Traynor from the Traynr Band.
How's it going?
It's going well, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
When's your next concert? Do you know?
January 25th.
Where at?
The waiting room.
Look at that.
Benson.
I think, we're going to talk about that a little bit in this episode. Waiting Room, Benson, January 25th.
There we go.
Where can they get tickets?
On Waiting Room's website or our Facebook page or Waiting Room's Facebook page.
Okay.
And look, you got Mike. He's wearing the Traynr Band shirt.
Yeah. Reppin'.
Kyle Byers has got the hat.
What a better time.
Let's go.
He gave us, so Tony Traynor came and did a show with us at Nebraska Brewing Company for the Iowa Black Friday beatdown, which turned out to be the Nebraska beatdown.
Yeah.
It wasn't advertised incorrectly.
Yeah, it was. It was a Black Friday beatdown. It beat down our emotions more than anything else.
There
the
it is.
football game,
Yeah.
we did beat them down. They did not win again. So, but yeah, Tony performed there, did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Gave us some awesome merch. So I was like, why would I not wear a shirt
Right.
when I have the lead singer of the Traynr Band here? So
Is there a better time?
no, that's what I'm saying. Went in Rome, and guess what? On January 25th, I'll probably be wearing it again.
I hope so.
I get to double down.
There you go.
You can't see it, but I'm wearing my Traynr Band underwear right now.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a special one for
Yeah.
me.
I didn't know.
There's one pair. You made one pair.
Tony, how does it feel to have male groupies
Yeah.
That's the only groupies I've ever had.
Hey, these are the only two you'll ever need, Tony, right
Yeah,
here.
There you go. Hey, Kyle's rocking the hat. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
There's three.
I mean, my wife, if that counts. But
I think it does.
I got
That
a 3-year-old at home, so there's some shows she's like, "Yeah, I'm just staying home." I'm like, "All right, that's fine, I guess."
Yeah.
Groupie by law.
Yeah,
My wife.
my wife. Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, well, look, Nebraska Brewing Company. Oh, hold
Hey,
on.
he's having a beer.
What you
What
got?
do you got?
Okay, something different.
I got the what is it? Squeeze the Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is probably the only time you'll see me drinking a beer that is not a Busch Light. And this beer is delicious. I will say that.
Yeah.
So I might have to pick some of this up.
Yeah.
Right on.
I know
It's
a
good.
place.
And I did see you drinking beer that wasn't Busch Light at our event too.
Taco
Taco Besa.
Besa. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember the second part of that because I would just walk up and I would say, "Hey, did she go taco?" And I was like, "Yep."
Yeah.
So I got some good bartenders over there. They know your drink after like the second one.
Yeah, I think that was Alex. She does a fantastic
Yeah,
job. I'll give her a shot.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Alex. I don't know what camera. Oh, that's
Right
the only
there.
camera
This
looking
one's
at.
right
I thought this one.
Okay, hey, Nebraska Brewing Company, world class.
In every glass.
All right.
And before we get into the nitty gritty, I have to talk about one of our other sponsors, Underdog Fantasy. They are one of the sponsors here at No Block No Rock. And if you sign up today and deposit using the promo code NBNR, you receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick. Yeah, I mean, I've been winning money there. Kyle's about to sign up. He hasn't done it yet, but he's going to start winning more money.
Hey, I got to get in on that free the free cash.
There's free bonus money.
Mhm.
All you have to use is our promo code NBNR. Make a deposit. Literally put $10 in there, and our podcast gets money. So, like, if you want to support the pod and support yourself, all you have to do is just sign up for Underdog Fantasy and use the promo code NBNR.
Now, Mike, my favorite segment for the last 3 weeks now has been you updating us on where that account is lying. You were at, I think, like $9 or $10 last week, down from 40. Where are you looking? Where are you at right now?
38 cents.
Hey,
Jeez.
Hey.
No, this is user error, though. I shouldn't have been that low, but I couldn't figure out when the odds were changing, and I was still hitting submit that I was actually still putting in the bet. So Mike is not a good gambler, but I was still doing it. I was up to like 30 some bucks. I'm down, but we'll get some more in there.
Mike, I'll tell you right now, it is the gambler's philosophy. You are down, but you are not out.
That's right.
Absolutely.
38 cents for $1 million. Here we go.
Hey, instead of just keep swimming, it's just keep betting, just keep betting.
Yeah, there's a hotline for that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you will not get that from our podcast, but yeah, make sure you guys use that promo code. Back to your.
Hey, well, look, like it's kind of tough to, parse through everything that's been happening, and try to figure out what to lead the show with. So, this is just a executive decision for me, Scott.
There it is.
A couple months ago, it went around the table in one of our episodes. Will SF ever get another head coaching job? And I think most of us said no.
I certainly said no.
I said no, and I was wrong.
I said no.
I thought he would just be a coordinator. I thought all the ADs out there would just be kind of content with old Scotty just calling plays. That's his bag. But he's back. He's back, baby. UCF, UC Fast, right? They used to call it UC Fast. He's back. I mean, good for you.
Hey.
Good for you, Scott.
Like,
Right?
how does everybody feel? But I personally am like, hey, I hope he does well. I do. Maybe this just pressure cooker going home wasn't going to work for him.
Yeah.
But honestly, I hope he wins games. Like, I hope he's successful, and maybe he gets another round in Nebraska someday.
No, well, okay. Let's not go that far.
Honored on the field.
Look, I don't want to I'm not trying to be a dick or anything.
Be a dick.
It's just,
Be a dick.
it's not that I'm like cheering for him necessarily.
You just want him to do well.
I want him to just, I don't even care really. Like, I'm not saying I don't care either. I'm being really wishy-washy right now, but
It's hard to cheer against him when he's not in coach on the sidelines at Nebraska. As grew up
as long as he's
cheering.
not,
Yeah, in that era.
as long as
Right,
he's,
yeah.
as long as he's not sabotaging us anymore,
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
then go
So,
for it.
hey,
Really.
be successful.
Go somewhere else.
hear me out. So UCF in the Big 12 now, I think this is honestly a good fit for him because I think when he was at UCF, they were in the AAC.
Mhm.
No
He took him-
defense.
Took him from what, a 2-win team to a 12-win team. And then jumped straight to the Big 10. Big 10, as we all know, is a very, very hard conference to coach in.
And they don't adapt to you. You have
Yeah.
to adapt to them.
Did he say something around that? But no, I think, this is still a step up from where UCF was in the AAC. I think there's better competition, but it's like Mike, you mentioned, it alleviates kind of that pressure cooker. Like you're an alumni, like you were great here and now you're here to coach and there's infinitely more pressure. I think this gives him a nice step up and putting him in a position where I do think he can succeed. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he was a bad coach when he was at Nebraska.
We'll find out. I mean, the Big 12 is a step up from the AAC. I
Sure.
don't think it's that big of a step.
But it is a step up.
I don't have a lot of respect for the Big 12. I think that it's just the Wild West and it's just a bunch of shitty teams that are in a conference and they all play, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, and
A mishmash of mid.
yeah. Well, and like Mike, to your question, like, do you hope he does well? Listen, none of this is all business. Everything that goes on the sidelines, everything that goes on at all these universities, it's all just business. I've never personally hated Scott. It's just, it's just a gig, right? It's just a,
Wasn't
it's just a
working.
gig. It wasn't working. Whatever. We give him a hard time on the podcast. Everybody bitches and moans when he's here. We bitch and moan about everybody that's there now. It is what it is. It's a business. You got to win. If you don't win, people are not going to like you.
Yeah.
So,
I have a
I
question.
hope he does well.
I have a question about our rule. Like we know when we talk about him as a quarterback, we can call him Scott Frost.
Yeah.
When we talk about him as a head coach of Nebraska, we call him former head coach Scott. But now that he's a head coach at UCF, can I say current head coach
Good
Scott
question.
Frost?
I think so.
Because
I think
Or
you say
UCF coach.
UCF coach.
Or
Frost.
UCF
yeah,
coach.
UCF coach Scott Frost.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
Like,
fair.
He's earned his
Fine.
name back
Fine.
in that sense.
Yeah.
It's era related. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to
Yeah.
clarify that now.
We'll
Man,
see. When he
it's
goes
gonna
on the
get-
pod.
It's going to get real complicated for me over on the button every time we
Yeah.
talk about him.
UCF.
Do I hit it? Do I not? Yeah, which one?
What a pickup from Florida State, by the way, for Gus Malzahn.
Yeah.
I mean, personally,
Sure.
I was like, that's probably the best hire you could have.
A big get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
big
get another kind of Chip Kelly situation where
Right.
you bring a head coach that's like, I don't really want to deal with this NIL bullshit. Let's just let's go 4-8 at UCF, and then instead of me either one getting fired or me trying to run it back and try to figure out this NIL stuff, I'll just become an OC and not have any responsibilities.
Right.
Right. It's kind of like the Dana Holgerson thing where he probably sees the landscape and he's like, fuck that.
Why?
Just lock me in a room. Let me worry about the offense. Let me, like a mad scientist, right? With his cauldron, right? Let me just cook all this up here without having to be politician, without having to go on trips to Wahoo, Nebraska with Ed Foley and go to Shirley's fucking diner or whatever, Just let me cook by myself in a dark room and not have to worry about that other bullshit. And I think that's what Malzahn's thinking too.
I agree with you on the Wahoo statement because they were our rival in high school. So,
Oh, yeah.
fuck
Fuck Wahoo.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
so
speaking of Wahoo, I mean, we did get that, the Connor Booth guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
we
man,
love
we did.
Wahoo.
I actually do. Like my my wife's aunt and uncle lived there, and my wife lived there for a while. So I spent a lot of time in Wahoo.
So it's kind of
But
a love
still,
hate
God
thing.
Do you
damn.
play music
Love
in Wahoo?
I haven't.
Big
not saying I
Wahoo.
wouldn't.
Big
But-
Wahoo meets guy.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Wahoo.
Yeah.
That's where my dad and brother get their deer process.
Okay. That's where we took ours last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great
No
place.
free play.
It is great, actually.
Okay.
They've got great hot dogs.
Of course.
Wahoo,
Kyle.
Wahoo Wiener.
Yeah.
Wahoo Wiener.
Was that your nickname in high school?
Oh, God.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
it should have been.
It should have been Big Wiener Guy.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
And I'm not talking about. his
Okay,
face.
well, the last thing about UCF head coach Scott Frost, there's that quote going around. What he said about when you're climbing the ladder of success, nobody tells you to stop when you're happy or something like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly the quote.
Here's all I'll say, Scott, you had to come here. Nebraska, You had to hire him.
Yep.
Both of these things needed to happen.
Yes.
The planets aligned. Scott, you had to come here.
And you failed.
He failed, but you had to do it. Like, I know that it was very tough for you at that time. And, you were really struggling internally. Should I leave? Should I stay? You had to come to find out that it just wasn't for you. But so now you're back and you figured it out. And hopefully you learned some lessons while digging our grave.
Can I touch on that quote?
But I'm just saying, both of these things had to happen because the planets aligned, everything worked out the way it did. Had to do it.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
That I don't think there was after that season. I mean, they were still in that bowl game against Auburn when it got announced.
Mhm.
I agree with you. Like there was no way it wasn't going to happen. I am happy that he appears to be back in a position where he's happy and comfortable. I don't like that press conference. I don't like how he talked about it, saying stop climbing when you're happy. You were happy when you got the job, Scott.
Oh,
you
100%.
were.
Oh, sure.
And then I really didn't like when he talked about Nebraska and said that other place.
That other place. It's your fucking home,
Yeah.
dude.
And so
You were born here.
even if he doesn't consider it his home, maybe he considers UCF his home. Like that's a very subjective thing. But for the university that hired you and supported you at least for 3 good years. I mean, year 4 and 5 were pretty tough. I get that. But to not respect the institution and the fan base enough to at least say the University of Nebraska and call it that other place, that's kind of insulting.
Yeah,
I think
it's
you
not
could
like
have handled
Michigan,
that.
Ohio State. Like it's
Right. Like, it's UCF Nebraska.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I thought it could have been handled better and you could have just said the University of Nebraska or just Nebraska.
I just
and
think
it's-
that's Scott's ego, though. It
well,
really is.
It's also like no one's fault but
Your own.
his.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that the reason you're not coaching here anymore.
100%.
No one else's fault.
Well, and we always talked about Scott Frost was really good at pointing the finger, but not really good at pointing the thumb. And this is another situation where he's sitting in front of a press conference. He knows that everybody in Nebraska is watching. And instead of just saying like, hey man, like getting too close to home just didn't work out. Like I wanted it to work. It just didn't work. He decided to just not even mention what the place was that his parents currently, his mom still lives here and he's from here and he was a national championship quarterback here and all these things. So it's annoying, but
We made comic books for you.
I think the Husker fan base would have respected it a lot more had he gone with the, I was too close to home and it just didn't work out. I think the fan base would have respected it a lot more rather than just not mentioning
that's
it.
because he doesn't think it was his fault. That's the problem with Mr. former head coach Scott. It wasn't his fault. It was everybody else's fault. Not his.
Click on that button, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we haven't really talked about him in a long time, but he is
Yeah.
in the news. So
And like him not saying our name, we are the redheaded stepchild to him now.
Yeah. You say my
Right.
name.
Mm.
Say my name.
I was waiting for the Breaking Bad reference.
I don't know. I didn't watch the presser. It's not that I don't care. It's just,
It's not on my list of priorities.
it's just, here's the thing, right? Nebraska had to make the hire because God forbid we'd be sitting here a couple years later going, gosh, what if we would have hired that Scott Frost fella? And then Scott Frost, if he wouldn't have come here, he would be sitting in his UCF office, maybe still finding that success there, but just having that little bug in the back of his mind going, God, what if I would have went to Nebraska? What if? So look, had to happen.
Well, and even like
Had to.
I don't know if I ever remember seeing like a school where a coach was at and when he left, how supportive they were of Scott Frost coming here.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like
100%.
I thought personally, like I got goosebumps when I saw the tweet of them when he posted a picture of him after winning the bowl game.
Mhm.
They said, "Good luck at home, coach."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's
That
That's
never
awesome.
happens.
that never happens."
Right.
And then they were like, "All right, go do you."
Yeah.
He left. He's been gone from there for 6 years, 7 years. What is it? 7 years, something like that.
Six-ish, yeah.
Yeah. And they're like,
Gosh,
"All right, come back, see if you can redo what you did."
Well, and
If
he
that's
did
gonna happen,
say,
I don't know.
I ain't going undefeated.
Which is curious. It makes you think like, what other coaches were they looking at?
Yeah.
And did they say no? Or like, how far down the list? I know I'm kind of being a dick. How far down the list was he on that?
You think he's texting Mackenzie Milton right now, seeing how many years of eligibility he's got left?
Hey,
Wow.
speaking of that,
Nice Mackenzie Milton reference.
What? What? Speaking of what?
we've got $5 from BA.
Hey.
He says, confirmed, Nebraska ball better than Kansas, proven through the direct transitive property. Oh, and is Tony able to play defensive line for the bowl game?
Yeah, we don't have any defensive line left. So
Yeah.
what did you play in college?
D end.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, it'll work out good.
So you're in.
Yeah, it'll be great if I go out there.
How many snaps could you play right now?
Half of one.
Half of one.
Yeah.
And that's you just jogging
And
to
that's
the
just
field.
yeah. I'd get out there for the huddle. I'd be like,
Right.
Yeah, for our listeners out there, Tony did play college football at Peru State.
I did go
So,
Cats.
yeah, go
Right on.
Cats.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I think that's a good kind of place to go from. We're leaving Scott in the past, just like he's leaving us in the past. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. We left him in the past a long time ago.
Wait, I think he meant that other coach.
Yeah. There you go.
that guy.
Defensive line as of late. Kind of worrisome. So since we last recorded, Terrence Knighton officially left.
He go.
He gone. He's a Knoll. He's a Florida man.
Tony White, go.
Then you have these guys going in the portal. Unfortunately, Keona Davis. Damn.
That's the one.
It's like, okay, Jamari, fine, whatever.
Yeah, you're 7 years, 3 sacks, whatever.
You know, you're hurt, you're inconsistent.
Are you reading my stats?
You know,
You didn't play when you got a COVID year. Otherwise, you
I
could.
did. No, I was,
Although you
I
could
was
still get the
long gone
COVID year.
before that.
Yeah.
there's no more rules. Just play.
Just play.
So, you know, Jamari just kind of up and down. You know, James Williams goes in. You know,
Expected.
one trick pony, right?
Sack man.
I'm not gonna say he sucks, but it's like, dude, you had one good game this past year. But no, he's all of a sudden he's John Randall out there.
Did you see
Supposedly.
his interview? with the
I did
ticket?
just snippets, but what were your takeaways there?
He's very high on himself.
He is.
He said he is the best pass rusher in the country. And
Those words can't.
I'm sorry. What was his name?
yeah,
Well, look,
James Williams.
those words spilled out. I'm the
In
so
a
many-
way. Yes. Like he's very
All right.
confident in his game.
hey.
And you know what? More power to him, but it's just it's one of those things. Okay, if Terrence Knighton's like a father to you, I get it, man.
Sure.
You go follow you do you.
But did he ever mention Knighton in the interview at all?
No.
He
I don't think
didn't,
so. I don't think so.
which is curious because it's like I see you two hugging each other on the sidelines,
and
and
you're crying
and-
and you know all these things, and then he
and Terrence Knighton even changes his like profile picture to him hugging him, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
a big interview after the game, and he's crying.
Here's breaking news for you guys. He's gonna be a Knoll. Just telling you that now. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have people going into Florida State wanting to play. It's like, James, you sure
Right.
you're gonna play, buddy?
Right, because he didn't even play every down at Nebraska.
So can
One trick
I
pony.
I don't know if you guys know this. I am a Cornhusker counselor that does not give me certified.
Thank you.
Does not allow me to write prescriptions. But
Not
I'm
true.
gonna- yeah, no, not it is true. I cannot write prescriptions.
I write prescriptions all the time.
I see this two ways, especially
For more
regarding
cowbell.
the D line.
More alcohol.
Yeah. One is what I've been telling people for the last, 5-6 days. Stop getting so concerned about the transfer portal. People might we had Emmett Johnson expressed his intent to enter the transfer portal. What did he do?
He back.
He came on back. Jamari Butler, after a former head coach left, entered the transfer portal. What did he do?
He came.
He
He
came
ain't
on
coming
back.
back now though.
Yeah,
He's in the portal again.
I understand that. This time,
Right. We didn't
Jamari
make his
Butler
top three.
specifically probably is not coming back. But just take a deep breath. That happened.
Yeah, but
However,
Keona,
with the D line, that is a very hard position to reload
Mhm.
through the portal. It's very difficult.
yeah,
I disagree.
So
I mean, everybody wants D linemen.
yeah,
You know,
I think it is arguably one of the hardest to reload through the portal is the D line.
the portal giveth and it taketh. It's taking right now. And
Sure.
taking sucks.
sure. And look, we're not I'm not panicking at all. It's just I wanted Keona Davis on the team.
Sue, right?
Who says he's gone?
He's gone.
Who says he's gone?
Well,
It's not official, but
it's a Knighton guy.
it's like, man,
Until
the
it's official,
fact that he's even thinking about leaving, You're a skir. You're a black shirt.
No, he's not.
Kiona.
He's not even a black shirt.
Fuck, you're right. He would have been a black shirt.
Yeah, maybe.
More than likely.
Yeah.
So that one's
Oh,
just
well.
disappointing.
Van Poppel, you stick around, we'll be fine.
I don't even know who they have left, dude.
This bowl game. We should talk about the bowl game.
It's Will Smith standing in the living room going, and that's Riley Van. Someone needs to put Riley Van Poppel's face on Will Smith going, ooh, what? Who's left?
Why don't they love me, man?
Why does he love me? Because the portal.
Just standing alone in the living room, like,
So I have a portal question for you guys. You know, it has felt like dominoes just through the last week or so that one guy leaves and then a couple come in succession, and then it's starting to become more frequent. And we understand, we talked about it before the show, that there's a 105 roster limit now.
Mhm.
And so we knew this was coming. We planned to add a decent amount of portal players. We know that. Like you said, the portal giveth and it taketh. But do you think these guys that have formed relationships with each other, when, you know, the guys that they have worked with for at least the last year are leaving, does that make that easier for them to leave? And there's less of this, you know, loyalty to the program and more of their guys?
Definitely.
Yeah, I've kind of wondered, and it seems obvious that you're seeing specific groups kind of leave around the same time. So I just didn't know what you guys thought, if that was the big factor, or if it was just like you know, we only got to 6-6 this year, and I'm sure you guys saw the what if standings, where if you flipped the 1-score games,
Jesus.
Nebraska would have been 10-2 this year. And, you know, they see that, you know, this program could have been there, but we weren't, and they just want to go to a program that can. I don't know what you guys thought.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on, you know, does Jamari end up at Florida State? Does James Williams end up at Florida State?
Does Prince Will end up at Florida State?
Forgot about friggin' Prince Will.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I think that's definitely a factor. Terrence Knighton. Look, not pork chop. Prime rib.
Pot roast.
Pot roast.
Yeah, my God.
People like him.
T-Bone. There's naming
T-Bone, like George Costanza. T-Bone.
Big guy.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, I'm just a little worried because we need linemen. It's very important where we play.
Linemen both ways.
Yeah.
Linemen both ways.
No all linemen, no O linemen have left yet, right?
Not yet. Well, that's because half of them are seniors. So
Yeah.
they
They'll
can't.
be gone too. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, my thing was like, when I saw that Emmett announced he was going to the transfer portal, I was like, all right, is there something else like going on in that locker room that nobody else knows about? Or
Well, there are some rumors going around, weren't there?
Yeah.
That
Cornhusker won.
that video that got put up by, I cannot say it was Cornhusker One, but it might have been. That was deleted within like what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was immediately pulled down.
I didn't even see the video.
I watched it.
I didn't either.
I did. Yeah.
What
I
was
watched it.
You know what it was?
Uh-uh.
A bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of fabricated bullshit.
I'll just say this, like, it better have been bullshit because this
what
happened.
was it? I don't even
So
know.
Well-
it was a video from a guy, and we're not even going to say his name on here because I don't think he needs any spotlight.
Dilson Whitman.
Yeah. Dilson Whitman. Sure. He put out a video and said essentially that Emmett Johnson is leaving the program because Sat essentially told him, showed up to practice drunk, essentially told him that he fucking hates him.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Everybody heard about that,
Yeah.
right? That's just, it's dumb.
It better be done.
And Emmett
It
is
better
like
be
the
because,
guy-
dude, go on.
I mean, like, Emmett has always repped the end very well. Like, even out off the field, he's like a wannabe rapper, stuff like that. He's always like rapping about Nebraska, and this
E-money.
and that, like E-money. Yeah, exactly. Like, there had to be other circumstances besides money of why Emmett wanted to express his interest in the portal. Because here's another thing, guys, and we can talk about this. The portal officially opened today. So all these players that you saw that were thinking about going to the portal and they already have their top threes and this and that. Well, guess what, guys? They really weren't supposed to be contacted by another school until today.
Okay.
So
here is, I've had this argument a bunch of times. It's dumb because just saying you have a top three doesn't mean they were contacted. I mean, let's say I, somehow find my way onto a practice squad. And I'm going to hit the portal. And my top three are, OSU.
What position?
Ooh, me?
Yeah.
water boy.
Dude, if Waterboy was a position, brother, I would be all Big Ten. If I have
Jock strap sniffer.
I think I realistically,
All American.
if I could learn how to actually receive a long snap, I bet I could put down a very consistent 30-yard punt. So I could be like a fifth stringer.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But yeah, so like saying I have a top three, like my top three could be Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I was contacted by him.
I
It just
think-
means those are the programs I'm interested in.
Right.
I think you're a little delusional if you don't think that tampering has been happening constantly.
Tampering's not a goddamn rule
Thank
anymore.
you.
It's not a rule.
No rules.
It is a rule, but there is no rules.
Yeah, they're not
That's my point.
enforcing shit.
Your favorite team is doing it. So if you're a Nebraska fan, if you're Iowa State, whatever you are, everybody's doing it, and nobody cares anymore.
I'll just say Nebraska better be fucking doing it.
They are doing it.
I don't care.
Yeah. It took the NCAA like 2.5 years to figure out Burgergate with Jim Harbaugh. They're not going around the country looking at every single team, looking for receipts on, did you contact this player? Did you? Nothing will ever happen. Nothing will ever
Nothing.
come of that. So, of course, everybody's reaching out to these players.
We got Texas putting Ferraris outside the stadium for recruits now. Who
Yeah.
fucking cares?
When I was a senior in high school, this I can say it because this college no longer exists, but Dana College had girls that would call me and be like, "Hey, I was just seeing how your college visits are going." I was like, "Going great, not going to Dana."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, all right." And I was like, "All right, bye." I was just hang up.
What were these women going to do?
I don't know. I
You
went.
didn't want to find out?
No, I went to like the recruit day at Dana, and then I left at halftime because I got a free T-shirt and some popcorn, and then I was like, "All right." But like I was like, "All right, that's happening like NAI. What the hell's going on
Right.
like D1 college? They're
Can
getting
you
cars
imagine?
and stuff." Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
"All
yeah.
right, well, I mean, I'd take a like F-150 over a girl calling me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have told that coach at Dana, hey, Reggie Bush got his mom a house.
Right.
What are you doing for
Yeah,
The girls
I
call
would-
you.
they would have gave me like a fucking coupon to like McDonald's
Yeah.
or something.
Y'all got hot dogs down there?
Yeah. You guys saw the Wahoo wieners or no? I'm out.
I'm out.
It would not take a lot for Kyle Byers to transfer to another school.
No.
He's easily persuaded.
Dude, the girls call you. I mean, are you going to Dana or not? Or is it, hi, Tony?
It wasn't that.
It was no. Well, that's why you didn't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she might
You
have
wanna-
been.
You want a new truck, Tony?
Yeah. I would have been like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happily married man now.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Way before my wife.
way before my wife.
Yeah. Okay. Talked about transfers, kind of. What?
On the same note,
Yeah.
we do have quite a bit of people in here asking about if we've heard anything about Dylan.
Okay. Yeah. Is this, I want to see if anyone in the chat brings up Snapchat. Has anyone brought that up?
I saw that. No, nobody's brought that up.
But I
Okay.
did see
Yeah.
that.
So I don't know. You might have been the one that sent it to me, Mike.
Which one?
Yeah,
it
he sent it
was-
in the chat.
Yeah. It was a picture of a phone of a picture of Dylan posting spin it back, I think was the wording on the Snapchat. I looked into this a little bit. The original picture is over a year old,
Yeah.
Well, it says it in the Snapchat. It says a year ago. It's like a memory. It's a
No.
Snapchat memory.
but the picture of the phone
Oh, okay.
is over a year old and somebody placed text over it.
So that makes that makes that post like 2 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Georgia thing is all bullshit. That was all during the Georgia recruitment while Dylan was still in high school.
This ain't about Georgia, though.
Correct. We did talk about Mike actually had a really good point because I was told that Bama and Miami were reaching out to Dylan. But Mike, you brought up a really good argument why Bama is not.
Yeah, I would say that Dylan, if you've noticed, Dylan reps the brand of Adidas. So he's probably going to be ending up at an Adidas school where it's probably going to be Nebraska. But if Dylan is going to go somewhere else, it would be an Adidas school just based on some NIL stuff.
Miami.
Miami's an Adidas school.
Just
A&M's Adidas
saying.
school.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Dylan is going to be wearing scarlet and cream next year because he's not going anywhere. If you follow Dylan's sweepstakes, he was in Kansas City last night.
Yeah.
Our friend Avery Howard posted a video and a picture of him with Dawson Merritt and Isaiah Mosey. So I think we're okay.
I mean, the other thing too, I would like to think Dana Holgerson would not sign a 2-year extension
100%.
if he thought Dylan might leave. So
Going around
I would like to think he will stay.
going around the room, is anyone here concerned that Dylan is going to leave?
No.
Not a chance.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not this year.
So I'm not saying he's never going to leave.
I think
I'm
it-
saying he's not leaving right now.
I think it depends on how next year goes.
100%. Sure.
Like if it's a shitstorm next year, and we don't even sniff the playoff, Dylan's probably going to be like, I might take my talents to South Beach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the folks around him might be like, you know what? You could be playing in some serious games and have a lot of eyes on you and everything like that.
Like Dana College,
Yeah. Good callback.
Yeah,
That's a good callback. Yeah. Colby Vlack, I think that's how you say your last name. I'm sorry if it's not. He says Chris Hummer, who reportedly got this whole thing started, said the Raiola to Miami rumors are fake on a message board.
Yeah.
He said Cover 3 podcast journalist said that Raiola is considering Miami via Hummer, and Hummer said it was 100% fake. So that's all. That's all.
Well,
it's not going to happen.
It was like a 24/7 thing from a Miami board.
Yeah.
24/7 sports thing. It's all fake. It's not. Dylan is not leaving Nebraska after 1 year.
Right.
Because here's the thing. Okay, we went 6-6 this year. Dylan, we went back to Scott Frost, the pointing a finger, pointing a thumb thing. Dylan, and he's pretty good at it. He'll point the thumb a lot.
Sure.
And I think Dylan has unfinished business. I mean, I think we could have won a lot of games, including Illinois. I mean, I've got games on the top of my head that we would have won if you just made a better throw.
Yep.
So I think Dylan is hungry, and he's not going to leave his dad's alma mater after 1 year when he did lead him to a bowl game. He started off really hot, kind of had some shakiness, and kind of finished pretty high. So I think he'll be here.
Why would he not want to play for Dana Holgorsen, though? Like,
right, exactly.
Looking at his resume of dude's never finished like above 30 for total offense.
Right.
Ever.
Yes.
So it's like, why would you not be excited to be a sophomore quarterback coming back, trying to lead a team to a Big Ten championship or even the playoff? You know what I mean?
Well, and now with the portal era, like Dylan should probably like that even more because we can openly recruit and Dylan can leverage that and be like, hey guys, like, okay, we see what these guys have around us. We need to go get this guy, this guy, this guy. I will personally recruit them. I will reach out to them, but you guys got to fork up the money.
Well, that's what made me realize like he's not going anywhere because he was like retweeting or whatever from some kid down in Florida. I think it was, I can't remember where he was, but he's like retweeting like and liking his stuff and saying, all right, come to Nebraska. And I'm like, he's not going anywhere.
He ain't going anywhere.
Or, he's probably following a couple Kentucky wide receivers that are in the portal.
Certainly one of them.
Only hope.
Yes.
Well, look, and here's the thing, right? If he's going to be attracting guys to get on this squad with him, bottom line, he needs to play better.
I agree.
Listen, like we could point fingers at Sat. God knows we've been doing that. Okay. But there was a lot of throws on that field this year that Dylan could have.
That would have been home runs.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So like him transferring out would be like an admission of like, I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, you could have played better.
I think.
But also, if it wasn't for Dylan on the other side of that, we would only have won maybe 3 games if it wasn't for his play.
Would have been hard because like we didn't see a lot of the guys behind him.
Right.
But we probably would not have got 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Heinrich won a lot of games. He didn't start a whole season. I don't know. I think there were some throws that even Heinrich could have made.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like that throw against Illinois. I bet even Heinrich could have made that throw. And that's saying a lot. I don't think Heinrich's a good passer of the football.
No, I completely agree with you.
So
he made that throw to Malachi Coleman last year. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Woo. Anyway, go.
Jared, you mentioned, that Dylan has been very active. And, there's this wide receiver out of Kentucky that seems, very nice.
Dane Key?
I think that's how you pronounce it. And as it turns out, his former receivers coach, where's he coaching now?
DeKel Shorts.
Yeah, I guess that is news that we haven't talked about.
Yeah, that's true.
But so if I'm Dylan, like I think especially if we get this receiver out of Kentucky, big get. You know who I'm going to talk to? O-lineman.
Yeah.
O-lineman. I need time. You want me to get these plays down? You want to make everything look nice?
Mm-hmm.
We got to bolster that line.
Yeah. And since tampering doesn't matter anymore, you might as well just call the best ones.
I mean, as of today, it literally doesn't.
No, just call
portal's
Georgia,
open.
call Texas, be like, hey, Brandon Baker, come on.
Doesn't that kid run like a 4.29 or something like that? That receiver from Kentucky?
It's something absurdly
it's like
fast.
he's like the fastest player in the NCAA. I think it's someone.
Oh gosh.
It's something absurdly
don't-
fast. I don't know if it's a
Look,
4.29,
I'm not.
but
I don't want
it's
to.
very
I don't want to pour
fast.
more sugar.
I was
in
going
the
to say, you're
Kool-Aid,
pouring more
but
Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah.
He's the fastest player alive. He's the fastest man alive.
He's the fastest kid alive.
He's fast.
He had like
He's a freak.
70 and
He's a freak.
8 TDs this season, I think.
Well, okay. So back to your point about linemen. So on signing day, right? I forget what the player's name is. Please forgive me. He was going to commit to Missouri, but then 1890 swooped
Jones,
in.
or
Jeremiah Jones, I believe. Chat, help us out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Jeremiah Jones.
But like the fact that I don't know his name kind of illustrates my point. Like 1890, if you're going to do this, can you get a lineman? And look, there's been a lot of linemen in this class that seem to be pretty solid. But it's like, yo, Matt Davison, can you swoop in and drop a couple stacks on a O lineman, please? Because this wide receiver shit, I'm kind of over it. I need some linemen. You know what I mean? No offense to Jeremiah Jones or whatever. I need linemen.
Isn't there it's like one of the top OTs in the country? I think he's from Texas.
Nevada.
No, it was from Nevada?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the top OTs in the country just hit the portal.
Yep. Nevada, he's the number 1 transfer portal.
Get him.
And everybody and their mom's going to be after him.
Get him.
Can 1890
Shell it out.
No.
job? Do your job.
Come on, Matt.
Shell it out.
I still have that girl's number from Dana that called me.
We can forward it on to Matt.
She still has that F-150
Yeah.
rusting away.
I've got a 2003 F-150 and a pack of Marlboro Reds.
Hey, you know what?
Tony, you need to make a song about that.
I will.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
please
write it.
do.
That's good.
You guys will be in the music video.
I'm
Yeah.
down. Don't tell me you had a good time.
I'll film it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man.
Now it's going to happen.
Him making a music video for you would be
Good or no?
Oh, legit.
I mean,
All right.
he's a
Oh my-
Oh
world-class
yeah, you
videographer.
like do videography.
Yeah.
He's a little-
That's my thing.
We'll talk.
All right.
We'll
Yeah.
talk.
Me and Mike are shotgunning beers behind you.
Oh, I'm-
It'll be real cool.
I am good at
You gotta
that.
go
Except
tarps
these
off.
cans kind of suck for
Oh,
the shotgun because you have
I
to
will
the
go
sticker.
tarps off.
Yeah. All right. Deal. It's the only way you can be in
Tops
it.
off?
Yeah.
Tarps off.
What's tarps?
Tarp shirts.
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
You
Oh,
have
no.
to keep
Yeah,
you have to
tarp
keep
off.
that one on though.
Deal.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. And you get down to your trainer underwear.
I'll do it.
See,
I'll do
I
it.
told you they'd come in handy.
I'm a little worried. Things hang out of the sides.
Trainer.
It's my ass.
His
Don't
little-
be weird.
little Traynr Band thong. Oh God. Okay, hold on a second. Well, how many minutes are we at?
We're at
We
45.
got 16 minutes.
Okay. I want to ask you guys a question. And it's a yes or no. I don't need no bullshit. Okay. Oh, well, because that's usually what I'll do. It's me. I'm the wishy-washy fuck here. I like to play both sides, so I'm never wrong. John Butler, defensive coordinator. Would you like it? Yes or no?
I want to be wishy-washy, but I'm going to say no. It's underwhelming.
If I have to give a straight yes or no, I'm gonna say no.
Kyle Byers, what do you think?
I'm
Can't be
going to
with-
say no.
There you go.
Okay.
I can't.
What do you think, Mr. T?
I don't know enough about the guy,
Fair.
but from what you guys say and from what I've been seeing, also, I'll say no. But you said don't be wishy-washy, so no.
Well, you prefaced it with you don't really know much, and you're just kind of
Right.
You're like the sheep.
But it's like, was anybody like head over heels over Tony White
At the time,
at the time
Right. Yeah.
of a hire of like, okay, like, yeah, he's got somewhat of a decent resume. Let's give him a shot. But it's like, I mean,
well, you know how that goes. You
Right.
make a hire, the new
You're
coach
right.
is always better than the old one.
100%.
yeah.
3-3-5.
So
Are you yes? You got to say yes.
no,
right?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Okay, and
You can't explain why.
well, no, we're gonna kind of get into it a little bit, just a little
Now we
bit.
get
No, because my
into it.
answer is
Now that
no.
we're
and
back
here's
to
why-
Jared.
Oh, but here's why.
No, I'm explaining. No, listen, I'm not going yes, but or no, but I'm saying no because right. I'm backing up my no answer.
Okay, that's what I was going to do. Go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead.
I'll let you.
Go
you.
ahead.
I'm on my soapbox right now, bitch.
Wishy-washy boy.
Don't kick the soapbox from underneath my feet. There was a quote, and shout out to Hurrdat affiliate, Damon Benning. There's a quote where he talked about this defensive coordinator search, where he said that there was a lot of candidates, there was a lot of interest, and that there would be no shortage of candidates. And so, if Mr. Rule were to just kind of go with John Butler, it would be, like you said, Connor, it would be underwhelming. And look, that doesn't mean that Matt Rule didn't do his due diligence. No, you said under. Oh, you did.
I said
Yeah, that was Mike. I'll
Fuck
take
Mike.
credit
Fuck
for it.
Mike.
I agree, but I didn't say it.
So, and yeah, could you come back at me with, yeah, but Matt Rule did make those calls and those guys said no. And I get it. But just like sitting here, I'm like, that would be underwhelming.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Big boy programs make big boy hires.
Yeah.
Dan Holgerson, my opinion, big boy hire.
Yeah.
I would agree.
If you
100%.
hire John Butler, is it okay because he's been a DC? He knows the defense that we're currently running, and Matt Rule wants to run that defense. Then I would say yes, that's fine.
Right.
But if John Butler is your first call, then you're not performing the other part about big boy programs make big boy hires.
Well, and I mean, like, let's not pretend like John Butler knows the ins and outs of this defense.
No,
He
he's
got
never
here.
coached in it.
He got here in July of the. You know, it was like right before the season started because the whole thing that we don't know
Yeah,
happened. Right. So like,
Evan Cooper.
yeah, Evan Cooper leaves right, and he gets hired right before the season. So it's like.
Another no.
It's not like he has been with Tony White for years and he can run this defense exactly how they were running it before. It's not. I don't think that's true.
Why are we like hiring people like Dana Holgerson, but then we're just like, oh, we'll hire this no-name DC. Like, spend the damn money and go get yourself somebody who's, you know, I either want somebody like I don't care if you're 2 years away from retiring. You're 75 years old. If you are a defensive coordinator and you have proven, come to Nebraska. Like, be here for 2 years, teach somebody, and then, you know, let's win the national championship.
Hey, what's
make a bowl game again.
what's vie for like an
I didn't
8 or
say
9
next.
win
I didn't say
season
next
first?
year.
Yeah.
I meant like years down the road.
I think it's been something that with the Dana Holgerson hire, I think we're at least showing that we're starting to break out of. And it is the willingness to not be consistent / complacent. Like with a Butler hire, there's some consistency there with staff. Like he knows the players on the team, whatever. But that's not what we should be shooting for. We should be shooting for excellence. And admittedly, if you go back 3-4 weeks, I talked about, like, I was nervous about the Holgerson hire just with the offenses that he had ran prior. I think Holgerson has proved me wrong, at least until this point. And I think looking back, that was a very good hire. This DC position, especially losing Tony White, is a position, coach, that you need to shoot for excellence. You cannot go anything less after losing Tony White. We need to be able to put ourselves, even if we're not top 20, we need to be a top 30 defense, and Butler is not going to put us there.
Maybe he will, maybe he won't.
Well, the thing about John Butler, okay, he was at Penn State. He was a D coordinator for a year, I believe, for a year. And the thing is, guys, we love the shiny new toys, even if they're like not good. It's someone new. And so there's a sense of excitement. And like, if John Butler was still with the Bills right now,
Yep.
and Matt Rule were to hire him after the bowl game, we would be excited. We would.
Right. But I saw this
He's
defense.
from the Bills. And
I saw the DBs play, though. And I'm not excited.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah, go.
No, that's it. That was it. Keep going.
Yeah.
Well, my only point is if he was still with the Bills and, you know, the Bills are seeing success as they have been lately, we would look at a John Butler hire like a couple weeks from now as a positive, because it's kind of the unknown shiny new toy, but in some sense it is kind of the devil we know, where like he's kind of the devil because of the way that the secondary played. And now, yes, you're going to say that they were too many hands in the pot, right? And so that didn't help John Butler this year. And I could hear that argument, but seeing the way the secondary played.
Do you
You
want to
talking about our secondary?
Yes.
The ones that released to nobody.
Yeah.
Every other play. Okay. I was just
Those are the ones.
Yeah,
Those are the ones.
Do you want to know why I think? First of all, I do want an outside hire. I don't know about you guys. I do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of Huskers fans want an outside hire, and they won't admit it to themselves. But it's because it gives us a brand new heart to be broken. Our heart has already been broken by Butler.
Jeez.
It gives us a brand new heart to be broken. Like we're back to full strength, and it's like I have full faith in you until you break it.
Yeah.
Butler's secondary already broke my heart.
Mm.
I don't want to have him continue to do it. Let's bring in a guy who at least hasn't done it yet.
Well, and he starts on the wrong foot immediately because, like you said, Jared, he's already coached a season here. And if he isn't the splashy hire, anything that he does is going to be under a microscope because we feel like Matt Rule hired second string, essentially. And that's why I just – you could convince me that John Butler was hired by Matt Rule to be the DC next year because he knew Tony White was going to leave. Mm-hmm. And he's just following the plan that we all knew and we all talked about.
We all talked about it at the time.
And it was a great genius hire. So you could convince me that this is exactly what Matt Rule's doing. He's sticking to his plan. Yeah. He's thinking 10 steps ahead. You could convince me and I could be like, yeah, all right, you're right. And I'm going to have to trust Matt Rule because my Timber rating is still at a 6. So
you're at a 6 right now?
I think so.
Hey.
I think that's where I'm at.
That's the amount of wins they have.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
how about that?
You know how tired I am of hearing and saying, just wait till he gets his own guys in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I can't.
That argument's dead.
That's dead with the transfer portal.
That and like then you got Kurt Signetti at Indiana who just came in and just I mean, you could argue strength of schedule and then getting waxed by Ohio State, but being an 11-win team at Indiana first year is unreal.
I would also tell you that Signetti did have his own guys because he brought a large
Transfer
portion
portal.
of that JMU roster with him.
Yeah.
But to do that in the Big Ten is pretty impressive.
Very
No, absolutely.
First,
no one's going to knock that.
Yeah. Google me.
Google me.
I need to put that on a shirt.
Speaking of Google me, I think this is a good portion. Let's turn the page to Google you.
Oh, okay.
Tony Traynor. So we already talked about it a little bit. You played college football at Peru State. Tell us your story. How did you get into music? I mean, what's the dream? What's the goal? Like,
well, I got into music. My family's always been pretty musical. Like my mom, she played piano and sang in the choir at church and all that stuff. And grandma played piano. And then I've always absolutely loved music. And then after graduating from college, I mean, playing football in college is a full-time job pretty much. So then when I graduated, I got home from work and I would just sit there and not know what to do with my time because I had all this free time that I haven't had in however long. So I started to learn guitar in high school. I stopped after a couple months and then I picked it back up and I just literally locked myself in a room for 9 months to a year and learned how to play guitar. Then I met a couple guys on the way, started a band back in, I want to say it was late 2018, early 2019. And we were Wild Valley back then. And then we kind of broke up. COVID kind of messed everything up. So I, with my old guitar player, me and him started playing some acoustic stuff and we just kind of built it. And I wanted to be a band again instead of just doing acoustic stuff. And so I started doing that and playing around Omaha and Western Nebraska and down in Kansas and all that stuff. And just kind of grew to what it is now. And I mean, hopefully we're not done anytime soon, but
yeah.
So I did Google you.
Oh, nice.
So your concert at our Black Friday Beatdown.
Oh yeah.
Was the first time I've got to see you play live. I'd listened to you on Spotify the second you were in our Instagram DMs and Mike had brought you up.
Yeah.
So of course I started listening to you. I noticed on your website, and I think it was 2022, you a top 25 bar band in the US.
Yeah. Yeah. We, so back in 2022, I entered into a contest by Jack Daniels and iHeartMedia. It was I can't remember the name of the contest or anything, but it was, you entered in to win and each region had a winner. And then you go to a national thing. And Jack Daniels sponsored it and iHeartMedia put it on. And I literally forgot I did it. It was it was a songwriting contest is what it was. And I forgot I did it. And then I got an email one day. I was at home and I was like, oh, it's just spam, whatever. And I looked at it and it was from iHeartMedia. And I was like, oh, it's an advertisement or something. Yeah. I opened it and it was congratulations, you've won. And I was like, all right, what did I win?
Yeah, this is still spam.
Yeah, I was
still
all right,
spam.
still spam. And then it was a lady's name with an iHeartMedia email. So I was reading it. She's like, you won the region for your songwriting contest. And I was like, no way. And then I get to the bottom and it's here's my email, fill out this information and you get a check for $1,000. And I was like,
oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, this is a little too good to be true. So I emailed the lady back and I was like, is this real? Pretty much. And she called me and she's like, yeah, no, this is real. You won. You were voted. I was like, and like the cool thing about that is like our fans or the public didn't vote for that. People from iHeartMedia voted for that.
Nice. So
Wow.
they looked at they listened to your music and they made the decision on that.
And so the people from iHeartMedia actually they voted for our song, and then it went to a national one. I think there was like 25 or 27 regions around the country, and so obviously you put what region you live in, and ours was Omaha, and there was like Kansas City and all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
So we ended up, I don't know what place we got in the nationwide region. I have no idea. I asked for it just so we could see, like we could put, hey, we got top 10 or whatever, but I never got that. But yeah, so we essentially got voted by Jack Daniels and iHeartMedia as one of the top 25 bar bands because it was a bar band competition. So
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was pretty cool talking to people from iHeartMedia, and actually the band that won it is from Wichita, and they ended up coming to Lincoln, and we played a show at Rosie's downtown with them a couple like last winter and last summer, Mountain Deer Revival, and so we opened for them, and they came and played, and we had a good time. Yeah, it was a good time.
So growing up, you said you love music.
Yep.
You're practicing guitar. Who are your influences? Who are you listening to? Who taught you guitar?
Me. I'm
But
self-taught.
Who are you? You're not playing Smoke on the Water, are you?
Not right now. When I first started, no. I actually just, my mom had a guitar book from literally like 1985
Hell yeah.
that she started to learn how to play guitar,
Okay.
and so I used that, and I would just use that and learning like the actual music of the guitar first, and then started learning the chords, which is, if you ever hear anybody say like country music, all it is 3 chords and the truth. That's literally all it is. I'm not special by any means. I can play guitar and play chords and write some songs, but I'm not no way like
A virtuoso.
I can't say that word.
A
Savant
Yeah.
on guitar. But yeah, so some of my influences, I mean, literally everything. I mean, from Leonard Skinner to Eric Church, Luke Combs. I mean, even AC/DC is like one of my favorite bands. I mean, like in high school, obviously in high school, you listen to like rap and some country, and then I mean, you're about the same age as me. So growing up, it was like one day it was cool to listen to country, and the next day you were dumb. Yeah. And the next day you're like, wow, you listen to country, and then you'd listen to like hard rock, and then the next day you were listening to rap and Lil Wayne, and so it's like my first concert. My very first concert was Neil Diamond.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And so then like my freshman year of high school, I went to the Green Day concert, and so that was one of my favorite bands. So it's just a whole array of everything, which I think, as a person who writes songs and a songwriter and writes music, I think that's very, that's something to have in your tool bag when writing songs and writing music, because then you're not so locked in on just that country sound or that country, the term or twang or whatever it is. Like if you listen to Luke Combs, he says he's like, I didn't start listening to country so I was like 22 years old. And so, you get all these influences and sound that you want. And like I say, we are country. We are a country band, obviously. And you can go on Spotify and iTunes and listen to our songs. But we're more like a country rock. Like I don't want to go up there. George Strait, one of my favorite artists of all time, obviously he's the king of country music, but I don't want to be George Strait up there sitting in one spot, playing guitar, singing my songs. Like I'm around the stage, running around. It's like, songwriting is one thing, but then stage presence is a whole other thing. So I, try to do the best you can and make it a show instead of just coming. I'm going to see this local country band again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you covered some non-country songs when you were with us on Friday. Like, I mean, it showed your range.
Right. Yeah.
You can do it all.
Yeah.
But you kind of have your wheelhouse that you prefer to write in.
Yeah. My favorite song to cover is "What's Up" by 4 Non Blondes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
It's my favorite song. And there's actually, I think, a video on YouTube of us opening for Scotty McCreery a couple years, like 2 years ago, playing that song at the Admiral in Omaha.
Wow.
It was a sold out show, and it was like 1,500 people. And it was one of the highlights of my life, having 1,400 people scream, yeah,
I was gonna say,
streaming back to you. It's pretty cool.
I was gonna say while we were at NBC, I was slightly inebriated, but
Slightly.
I vaguely remember someone going, and I said, "Hey!" I'm like,
Yeah, that was me.
"Yeah, that was you."
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So, you have a song. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Tupelo.
Tupelo, my Tupelo.
Tupelo.
Yeah.
My Tupelo.
Yeah.
So that is from everything that I've heard, at least through your Spotify and live now.
Yeah.
My favorite song that I've heard you
Oh,
sing.
thanks. Thank
What
you.
is what's your favorite that you've written and performed?
Good question. Probably I just wrote a song. We've been playing it for, I don't know, probably 2 months, 3 months. Hasn't come out. We're in the process of kind of recording it right now, but it's called Wasted in Waco. That one is probably going to be one of my favorites that I've written and played.
Is it a true story?
No. it's
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. We
I
did
did
Waco together.
yeah.
yeah.
I did write it, or I did come up with the idea while driving through Waco. But probably my song Blinking Lights
Okay, yeah.
is the title of our EP that we put out earlier.
You played that at the brewery.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I don't know, just the story, and I love storytelling songs. And it's awesome to sing and write like party songs, like our song "Damn Good Place to Drink" is our #1 song.
Yeah.
But my Tupelo is one of those songs where it's like kind of like a storytelling song about like my hometown and how, a lot of, for whatever reason, people mention Tupelo, Mississippi in country music now. And so I was saying like Valley, Nebraska, my hometown, is like my Tupelo. But Blinking Lights is kind of that same type of feel as, I always explain it before I play it as, if you're from a small town, you have a water tower, and at the top of the water tower, you got a blinking red light. And, if you follow that light, you're going to end up at a bar a lot like the one in the song. And so that's just kind of what it's about. But I think I said this at the show at Nebraska Brewing, like I was going to call it Water Tower Town. And then we were opening for Scotty McCreery in like a month or something like that. I can't remember, but he's got a song called Water Tower Town. I was like, I don't want to release this EP and play a new song and then be like, open
his concert.
Yeah, he'd be like, this is our new song called Water Tower Town. And he's like, what the,
You guys get in a fight?
yeah.
You're ripping me off.
So yeah, but probably Blinking Lights is probably my favorite song I've written and to perform. Just because the story it tells, I guess.
How does it work for opening for acts like Scotty McCreery and stuff? Do they reach out to you? How does that work? Or you're like, hey, I'd like to open for this concert. Do you like, how does that work? Who does all the negotiating on that?
Yeah, good question again, because no one ever cares about that or asks about it. But
I'm just intrigued,
no,
right?
I like talking about it. So let's see, like Scotty McCreery, a lot of these times, not a lot, but sometimes you'll get calls like the week or 2 weeks before the show, because they're like, hey, we need an opener. Are you willing to do it? Like Scotty McCreery, we opened for him on a Friday or Saturday, and I got that call Monday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so my thing is like, I'm independent, so I don't have a manager. I don't have nothing. I do everything on my own. So like when I hit you guys up and was like, hey, like we got mutual friends.
Let's do it.
Like, I was like, hey, would you guys care if I come on your podcast, talk football? I do that not with venues. I'll email and say, hey, we're this band. Here's our website. Here's who we've opened for. Here's our resume. Here's our songs. We'd love to come open. Mm-hmm. So I reach out to a lot of venues and over email and say, hey, we're a country band out of Valley, Nebraska. Would you be willing for us to open for? And if there's like a big artist that I see, hey, there's not an opener, like, hey, would you want us to come down and open for him? Sometimes it's like, if we have a relationship with that venue, then we'll come down and they'll email us and say, hey, we got this opening. Are you guys willing to come down? But it's a lot of just cold calling and emailing. And text.
Do you get paid for it?
Oh yeah. It's in like, this is the other thing is a lot of people will think like, oh, you opened for Scotty McCreery, you must have got paid a shit ton of money.
Right.
The exact opposite.
It's like, I got paid like nothing, but I got to use that platform.
Exactly. That's my thing is like, I'll play in front of a packed bar all night long. Like that's obviously my favorite thing to do. But to go out like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I opened for Eli Young Band down in Hays, Kansas at a sold out theater show. And so like doing that performance, I'd rather get paid what, 1/10 of what I get paid at playing up in Okoboji, then I'd rather go or play for 1,000 people, sell a shit ton of merch, gain a whole ton of new followers.
Oh yeah.
Rather than go play, at a other bar where there's 50 people in the crowd, but I get paid, 10 times as much.
Right. Sure. So I guess you kind of answered my question there. What is the best way for these people that hopefully are going to come see you play?
I hope
And
so.
all of our
January
people watching.
25th
January 25th
at the waiting room.
I promise you, it is going to be a fun time.
So, what's the best way they can support you?
Honestly, as much as I hate to say it right now, social media is like everything in the music business. And as your guys' business as well. I say unfortunately because it's more right now. It's more about social media and like your TikTok followers than it is like how many downloads you have on Spotify or iTunes. Like we've had songs out on Spotify and iTunes for 4 years, and we've made $8.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
we feel that.
yeah,
We know that.
Right,
We
yeah.
live that life.
Right.
It's the running joke that Spotify is waiting to celebrate the $100 they've paid out to their artists.
Yeah.
100%. Like we'll reach
Right.
multiple millions of people on social media, but like Spotify, it's just like a whole nother world. Where It's just like, oh sweet, we got to download.
Well, like I said, like I do everything. So I post, I run ads, do all that stuff, and it's like I suck at social media. I suck at doing it. People are always like, well, let me run it. I'm like, how much is it? They're like, oh, $500 a month. And I'm like, I don't even make that.
Yeah.
Like off of music. What do you mean?
Mhm.
So we're just like doing it by myself it sucks, but it's worth it in the long run. But like following us on Instagram and Facebook, and honest to God, the best way to support is coming to shows and supporting live music. Like that's every show I play, no matter if it's a big show open for Scotty McCurry or Eli Young Band or playing at Nebraska Brewing Company, like come out, support live music, buy the merch, and like when I played with Eli Young Band, the owner of the theater came to me and he paid me. He's like, hey, I gave you like $40 extra for gas money because I know it's a 5-hour drive. And I was like, that's like,
I appreciate
right.
that,
Like
right?
little things like that, coming up, saying hi, like if you buy a shirt or a hat, I'll give you a free koozie. Like that's my thing. And say hi, post it on Facebook and social media. Like the other thing is, you guys probably know, like you could tag somebody in a post like 6 times. You're like, for whatever reason, people don't click on that page and then follow it. So there's like certain criteria you got to do. And like, I don't know, it's just a pain in the ass.
Just need a little bit of graphics. We'll work out a couple graphics for you for this episode
Thanks.
too.
Yeah.
So
And I'm real bad at TikTok, and I got to do it way more.
you got to do it more.
I do have
and you
to.
got to do like, I've seen a lot of guys get big on TikTok just like, doing
Right.
covers and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, and maybe that's that's something that, and I'm sure it's hard. You
Yeah.
got to put yourself out there. You got to have the right, the right tools to do the job too. Like
Yep.
I'm sure just recording on yourself on the phone or yourself on your phone probably doesn't work very well.
Right. Yeah. It's a nightmare right now. Like a lot of record labels right now won't sign you unless you have like 1 million followers,
Oh,
which is, don't even get me started. Like do you guys know who Nate Smith is? He's a country singer.
I think so.
But he made a big post about like 2 months ago saying, not only am I a country singer, a music writer, I'm on the road 300 days a year, but now I also have to be a social media manager, and it's just getting annoying. And my record label is doing this because I don't have this many followers. And it's like, it's not about the followers. It's about if people like your music or not.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
But then again, you got to do that, and then you got to keep up with
part of it.
times. Right. Yeah.
It's like Matt Rule right now with NIL, just part of the job.
Ooh, yeah. That's good. That's a good
Yep.
analogy right
Yeah.
there, Mike.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, so you said your next show is on January 25th,
January 25th.
the Waiting Room in Benson.
Correct.
Yep.
They can get their tickets on the Waiting Room website, on your website,
Yep.
social media,
Correct.
etc.
Yes.
I expect we've got how many people in there right now?
There's 146 live.
We got
Right now.
146
All
people in here right now. I expect 146 people to be in that audience. So that
Let's
includes
hope so.
BA.
Oh.
BA is going to drive from Kansas to come see you.
Frickin' A.
I'm already saying it now.
He did say we need to get him down here to KC for a show. I'd go. So-
We did play down there this summer at the Tin Root,
Oh, you did?
and in what's that area called?
Power and Light.
No,
Crossroads.
Westport.
West.
Oh,
No,
West- It's not Crossroads, is it?
no,
Traynr Band Crossroads.
I can't remember. But yeah, I think it's Westport.
It's Westport.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, we did play down there. But I'll come down to KC. I love Kansas City. That place is awesome.
Yeah.
Tony, January 25th. The people are asking, will you sign my chest?
Absolutely.
Done.
I think he processed that halfway through saying absolutely.
No.
He's like,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's like, oh, absolutely. Wait. Yeah, I'm too far in.
So we played a show. Funny story. We played a show up in Cedar Falls, Iowa, at a bar called Derringer, and that's where UNI is, Northern Iowa. And we played at a bar. It's a huge country style bar, packed like wall to wall people. And afterwards, we're signing stuff and selling T-shirts and all that stuff and taking pictures. And this girl, she's like, "Will you sign my chest?" I was like, "Sure, I guess." So she pulls her shirt up and her bra came with it. And her friend's like, "Oh my God." And pulled it back down. I was like, "Yep, that was your areola."
That was your whole
And her friend goes, "Put your shirt down." She goes, "No, no, no." And she did it again. She goes, "Let it happen." And I was like, "All right, well, here we go."
Here we go. Give me a Sharpie. Let's go.
That's a fun story for your wife when you're like, no, seriously,
No,
she made
yeah.
She did it.
Oh, my wife knows that story. She's like, "Yeah, that makes you feel real cool." I was like, 99.9% of the time after shows, we pack up, we have a beer, and then we're back at the hotel sleeping by like 12 o'clock.
That's the only aerial I've ever signed.
yeah. Well, a couple guys.
Yeah, I get it.
Like I said,
Connor to be one of
dude groupies.
Dude
Soon to be
groupies.
one of them. Soon to be one of them.
But we do, if you guys could come out and support the past 3 years, my birthday show. This is my birthday show at the waiting room.
You love that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Right on.
Big 3-5.
Yeah, big 3-5. I don't know if we need to put that. Can you edit that out?
Yeah.
We'll bleep
Big
it.
2-5.
Kyle's got the
Big
button.
2-5. But the last 3 years we've had it at Barnado in Village Point.
Yeah, and that place closed, right?
No, it's alive and kicking. It's
Okay.
awesome.
Well, what's the? Oh, is it the one? Oh, Barrel and Vine.
That place.
That one
Yeah,
closed,
that's
okay.
Let It Fly now.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
but yeah, we've had at Barnado, and Jason and Shelby, who own that place, they are awesome. They're amazing people. And so I did it there for 3 years, and we've sold it out the past 3 years. And so
Hell
I was like, well, let's make it a little bigger, and we'll go to a little bit bigger venue this year. Past 3 years, we've sold Barnado completely out of beer every show that we've played there. And so we're looking to do the same. So go out, get those tickets. It's the end of January. There's nothing else going on in the city of Omaha or surrounding areas in January 25th. So come on out and support us. We'd appreciate it.
So, Tony, I'm starting a band.
Yeah.
I'm going to open for you.
Okay. You have to talk to my buddy Trent Brown. Shout out Trent Brown. He's opening for us.
Well, we're opening for Trent Brown then.
Okay.
Guess what my band name is?
What?
I just thought of this.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't like this already.
I do.
Areola quota. Hey, that's called recalling.
That
Recall.
is.
That's
I
right.
like that. That's gonna. Can I steal that from you?
Yeah.
Make it a song.
Yeah.
Areola quota.
Tony Traynor and the aerial quota.
I love it.
And it's just Jared on the triangle.
Yeah.
Jared
Cowbell.
The triangle is a close up on his areola.
Yeah.
That's the album cover.
Is that a pepperoni?
Yeah.
The last question we have, and then we're gonna wrap up.
Okay.
Why did you spell Traynor the way that you did?
Oh, good question. So I was a probation officer in Omaha,
Okay.
and so I dealt with some really bad people. I was like a high risk domestic violence probation officer and did gang unit stuff for a little bit. And so I was like, well, I'm going to start a band or rename the band, and I'm going to take the O out of my name because then no one will know that it's my band. And then everyone's like, why'd you spell it that way? I was like, and then as I'm no longer a probation officer, I was like, God, I should have just kept it the same.
Traynor.
But yeah, so that's the only reason
You have a
why.
cool story to back it up.
Yeah, I do. And I can't tell you how many times people come up like, oh, Traynor, Iowa. I was like, nope,
Right.
not at all.
Not
It's my
that
last name. But yeah, so that's why it's spelled like that.
No regrets. Not even a letter.
I mean, I
No.
get it. I get it.
He did it out of safety, out of precaution.
Right.
Hey, you never know. He might have to be a
'Cause
probation officer again.
Taking that O out really
Yeah.
threw people
Oh,
off.
hardcore.
Which it's my dumb face with my last name just without the O. People are like, I don't know if that's him or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's the Clark Kent effect.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
was-
Wait a minute. He has glasses on. No way.
Yeah.
It was done out of safety, but not for Tony.
Yeah, not for me.
I was going to enact my revenge on him, but I'm just not sure.
I don't think that's him.
He really screwed me.
It's like
not sure if that's really him.
I'll be goddamned if that man can't sing.
it's like that joke where they say, "Why did the Ninja Turtles wear masks?" You're like,
There
"You
are
really think
turtles.
this-
4 other
Yeah.
turtles running around.
like you really think the Ninja Turtles are gonna walk in, save the day, walk out, and then he's like, "Did you guys just see that? Who was that guy that just came in?"
Do you have a shell?
So no, I'm getting way off topic, but I want to add, like, the Ninja Turtles known for pizza. What delivery guy is delivering pizza to the
Right.
sewers and is just like, yeah, this is normal.
All right,
Yeah.
take it easy,
Yeah.
Leonardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end the show. I'll tell you.
All right. Hey, January 25th.
January
Waiting room?
25th, waiting room. Benson,
We'll be
Traynr
there.
Band.
We'll be there.
We will be there.
you
Yep.
guys will be there.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Let's freaking go.
Let's go.
You're signing my chest. We already talked about this.
Yeah, and you better wear your underwear.
I will.
Just underwear.
Oh, January 25th might still be
I
cold.
want you Donald Ducking
And?
it out there.
Okay. What do you NBNR podcast? NBNRpodcast.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that
All
crap.
that good stuff. Traynr Band music, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Traynr
Yep.
Band. Look it all up.
Same
iTunes,
handle?
same handle.
There it
Traynr
is.
Band. Look it all
Follow-
up.
Follow him, follow us, 5-star review, 5-star review. You know what to do,
Yeah.
people.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
dude.
Appreciate you. All right, guys. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Connor Cavlack.
Kyle Byers.
Tony Traynor.
January 25th, the waiting room.
No O.
No. Oh.
Traynr. As always,
Beat Boston College,
beat
right?
Boston College and GBR.